There we go. Okay, that's my mic working. Good morning, everyone. I am just fixing a few more things here. Um, Mostly just playing with the camera. Oh well, okay. The only problem if I come too much, if I come forward too much. Okay, but that should be fine. Hmm. Yes. We will continue with our solo playthrough. Here we go. It's been a while since I've been on the save file. Well, last Sunday, but last Sunday was literally like half an hour. I'm not sure if I want to count that. For now, I think I am just going to do some building on my big structure here to start with. Although, at the same time, I don't really have the materials yet to do so. Might just... I mean, I could just start with the outer ring. Working my way down from the top. That way we at least know how big this is going to be. Also, I need to remember I do not have a jetpack or a parachute, so if I fall down, I am dead. Go. And then we have a 2 wide perimeter around. There we go. I should make it a habit to just work a little bit on this platform every single time. Because doing this all in one sitting is... Well, I'm going to have a sitting where I'm doing a lot of stuff like this at some point. Like doing this all in one sitting seems quite tedious. Okay. Let's do one more layer. And then we can start another. Well, probably on the copper factory down there. That's not a big one. And I would love to finish something today. Also not planning on streaming for too long. I see that now. For all I know, it's going to be 2 a.m. again. I'd like to get some sleep tonight. Here we go. Leave it at that for now. And now let's go through all our factories. Here we go. And it's taking shape. Oh, yeah. Let's do our copper factory first. And one thing we can also do is we can actually turn it on. Not important. Because I'm pretty sure that we're backed up on copper production. I can also double check the output. Do we have enough input? Do we have enough throughput? We should. We should, but maybe we don't. Normally everything is hooked up, so if I just connect this one. There we go. We also have 3 coupons. Max consumption, a little bit more. Normal consumption, well under the limit. Now, when we build our next factory, we're probably going to be at the limit. So, I try to build another coal factory relatively soon. But before we do that, I'm finishing this build. Now, how am I doing that though? How am I doing that? Yes, it is going to be the same old boring build. At least for now. I don't really have much else to do, or at least I don't have any good ideas right now. All open for ideas, by the way. If there is anyone that can help with that. Yeah, kind of works. All right. This is well with not that much structure in it. Sure. Let's just go for it. I could go for some pillars, but it's just the bottom layer. That's still going to feel more bloated than it already is. Also nudge in some signs. I don't have the quartz with me, so not right now. Okay. Let me clean up the outside. I think I also have more foundations to play with normally. Yeah, I got the inverted ones, I've got the corner ones. Which... I mean, I'm not sure how to use that one here. Don't have a diagonal foundation. So that would be 1, 2, 4. I would probably get something like this. Don't think there's really a reason to be putting that much work into these outer pieces. Oh well. It at least gives it a little bit more, right? Yep, now we're basically just continuing this pattern all along the inside. Okay. That's at least this little part done. Not sure what I'm ever going to do with it, but it is what it is. Oh, I do need a door here somewhere, and actually this side might also be nice to have a door in. So before we do anything, let's put a door in here. Just a simple one right in the middle. Can still do that. Yeah, and this is where it would be nice to actually have blueprints. I want to do something like this. Yeah. Oh, come on. There we go. Okay, so that is one entrance done. Now let's make sure we have another one right here. Just because it aligns nicely with the stairs. One door is enough there. Thank you. Is this centered? I suppose it is. Oh, and this one doesn't line up. Or at least it's... the top one should be a half foundation. There we go. No. I really want to have some new ideas for buildings. I'm pretty sure that I'm at this point just not creative enough. It's going to be a lot easier when I have stuff like beams and more advanced building materials to play with. But for right now, I feel I'm still just being... I should be able to do a lot more. Just lacking in creativity. There we go. Now let's go around the outside edge to make sure that everything is in order. And then we can start hooking up power. How is this lining like this? Come on. That should be there. Okay, like this, that seems fine. Oh, I can't play with the stairs. Yes, I can use the stairs now. Oh, come on. And not that it looks that great. Better than nothing, okay? There we go. Now Now one more wall over here. And then we have the bottom layer done. And we could also do something with the walkways on the outside. I do have an idea for that. Not sure if it will look good, but at least it's something. Something new that I can try instead of building the same old thing over and over again here. Okay, and then this. That's the bottom floor done. Which also, this door is really on the edge of what's acceptable, I think. Probably just needs to be centered. Yeah, that's better. Now, do we have any cables down here? I don't think so. Nice. Then next is the top floor here, for which, I mean, I guess we don't need to keep the wall going straight up, right? We have more margin. Might as well try to use that. Let's see. Corner pillars first. This is a really obvious corner. I think 3 high should be enough, except for the sink. And again, we could also drop the sink down in the next build. For this one, I'm just going to give it a little bit more headroom, I guess. Okay, here we go. This is a standard frame, I guess. What I will do is put a door in here. There we go. Ideally, I have something in here, separation-wise, and then just windows. But due to a lack of beams, I could do a wall. We didn't? Wait, what? Hey, that's a bug. probably other ways to fix that as well. Yeah, and this does nothing. Helps for nothing. Well. The only other thing that I can do is just use a concrete pillar. Also, it looks kind of bulky. That's something. It's something. That's fine. Now, I don't seem to have any railings yet. Or... yeah, don't seem to have any railings yet. Do I have the tickets on me? If I have extra tickets, I don't have them on me. Okay. But that's 4 tickets. See if we can buy some railings with that. Management? No. Customizer. Architecture. There we go. We have modern railings, industrial railings. Both are pretty cheap. Metal barriers. Road barriers. Construction fences. Metal pillar set. Roofs. Roofs if I want to make actual use of that. And industrial walkways. Ooh, and vents. I want to. Okay, okay. Just take the modern railing for now.
Fun fact: architecture was invented when people began building buildings. If it had been invented slightly beforehand, perhaps more old buildings would still be around. Humanity sometimes lacks vision.
Okay. Okay. Is there a difference here? Not really. Okay. Guess it's another entrance. And that would mean I want one here as well. Hey Leo, thank you for the follow. How am I? I'm good. I'm enjoying a little bit of chill satisfactory. That's a good night for me. How are you? Okay, that's nice to hear. I don't know. No, I have a day job, so it's not really possible for me. Mostly stream on, well, mostly in the weekend, and then a little bit in the week if I have time, in the evenings. up a little bit. There we go. So, what brings you here? Do you also play Satisfactory? Okay. Okay. Oh, that's fine too. It's a fun game to play, but I guess also I watch some other streamers as well. Definitely fun to watch. Where am I from? I'm from Belgium. I'm going to take the easy way out for this building and just in a few windows. Oh. Okay. Stream element is active. Not sure. I'm not sure if stream elements does anything though. If you're curious about the commands, you can type !commands for the stream elements commands. Country, Belgium, yeah. Well, not the smallest country in Europe, but getting close to. Okay. Basically neighbors then. I am. But yeah, I'm not gonna give my full address. No, I wasn't planning on giving my full address, no. Though, telling you're from Belgium is almost basically the same, but okay. My favorite game? Ooh, it's a hard question. Like, right now I enjoy Satisfactory a lot. It's definitely up there for favorite games, but I think all-time favorite? That goes to either Oxygen Not Included or Stardew Valley. Or Celeste. Like 3 completely different genres of games, of course, so I'm not sure how to distinguish them. Never played Stardew Valley and Celeste on stream though, so I've done some Oxygen Not Included. I've done a max achievement challenge on that. That was just before the Satisfactory playthrough. How long have I been streaming this game? Let me think. Probably somewhere since October or something, so give it almost 4 months, probably. Oh, no, wait, somewhere in December, so let's say 3 months. Sure, go ahead. Oh, wait. Let me. Okay. That's a little bit aggressive for smart distraction. Like, you are definitely allowed to ask that. um, but I am going to have to decline your offer, unfortunately. I'm not looking for a lot of artwork at the moment. I also don't want to spend too much on my stream. And I do have a little bit of art that I want to try to make, but I already have someone that's doing that for me. So as for artwork, I don't think I'm gonna be of any help to you. So if that was the only thing you came in here for, sorry. See you next. I guess go on to the next one. If you do like the content, you're free to stick around. Yeah, like, I mean, I know you mean well. It's just like it's a no for now. The little bit of art that I want to try to make right now is already commissioned out. So now there is always a chance that I don't like I don't like what you make, but for now I'm assuming that's going to be fine. No. There is at some point when you are commissioning art, you gotta take some kind of risk, and you never know what you're gonna get until you actually make it, right? So. Yeah, I hope you find some other people that are interested in your work, though. I know there are a lot of people that are trying to make a living doing artwork, and that's really hard right now with AI and stuff. So I do hope there are more people that are still willing to pay artists for their work instead of going to AI engines for that. Also, if you're still here and you have any suggestions on ideas for my builds, because they are starting to be really monotonous, I would appreciate that. Should probably also put in some lights here. And I think I also want to have a way to get up to the roof. Yeah. That should be fine. I love how half of my chat is people just promoting themselves and the other half is just bots that try to promote few bots. Yeah, at some point I'll get someone to talk to. Or I can start building railings at least. Okay, there we go. Now give me a second. Hmm. Okay, need iron plates though. Strangely enough, this still looks different from the other building. Okay, don't wanna do that. It's fine. I mean, it's not a big difference, but the railings do something though. Really nice to see. Yep. Now for this one, at least for a bigger side of the building, I'm gonna put in 1 or 2 pillars. I can even extend them downwards. Yep. Let's see. Okay, let's finish the top part, and this building is going to be done. Then let's just use a 1 meter foundation on top here. Not sure if that antenna is sticking out. Is it definitely clipping? At this point, I don't really care that much. It's fine. It's just like a little top section. Just make sure that nothing clips through entirely. And that should be the entirety of this building done, though. For one, I can do a little edge here on the inside. Ooh, or maybe even I do have what I need for the signs now. Right. Need to be able to configure that. I'm thinking of desaturated blue. Not entirely bright too. Something like this. Empty background, no text, and then emission to 3. And glossy. That's basically a white light though. And now on a scale of 1 to 10, how useful is this little edge here? I have a feeling no one is ever going to see this. Well, it's even sticking out here. We also hear them. Oh, it's sticking out here a lot. In which case... one overlaps, and then this one... Yep. That didn't help. Or did it? Maybe it'll give a nice effect at night. Maybe it won't. Not sure if we'll ever find out. It's something. Okay. That is another building done. How are we doing here? Let's see how we're doing power-wise. Power is also doing good. I'm not sure what I want to do here. Like, ideally, this building is going to be copied like this. 1, 2, I need 4 more floors in this. But I don't need it at this point. Like my power generation is good enough with the recent power plant that we put in. The coal power plant. So let's finish this building. Because I totally forgot that we had to put a roof on this. Either that or I wanted to do something else with this. Something special. Either way, it's too late now. Just make sure we finish this off. There. Again, let me also change the stream title real quick. I keep repeating this, probably to no one at this point. But if anyone has any tips or ideas for building, I would greatly appreciate that. I'm limited on resources and building materials right now, but my buildings start feeling a little bit monotonous. I'm not gonna lie. Also completely forgot to turn on the sink here. Never mind, this sink seems to be on. Okay, that explains why we're not getting a lot of reinforced iron plates. Oh, I forgot to redo the wiring here though. So let's keep those power poles as they are outside. This one can also stay. And then for the next one, guess we can do a wall outlet in here. Wait, you can actually do that on... Oh, I didn't know that. That's cool. That is really cool. I did not know you could do that. There we go. The rest of the internal power wiring can stay the same, I think. Except for over here. Except for over there. That is a lot better. Now I assume that those don't have power anymore, but I don't want them to go through temporary power poles in a factory that I finished. So I would rather see these for the concrete factories and go this way. There we go. Now, what is the next thing I'm doing? Definitely getting more concrete. That is #1 priority. Although we don't seem to be producing as much as I would like. We started today with almost 7,000 or something. I'd hoped that our factories were good enough to keep up with the demand, but don't seem to be. Which, if that's the case, I might need to set up a concrete factory first. Okay. That's a decent amount. We can continue building with that. Okay, so home factory's done. These buildings are done. This building is done. That building's done. Pyramid. That is going to be a project for later or for multiple streams. Next factory we can do is probably the smart plating factory. How did I miss that? Come on. And then I also need a rotor factory and I need a modular frame factory. And before we do that, I need more power. I guess we are building more after I'm done decorating here at least a little bit. Guess we're building another power plant. And yeah. Okay. I'm going from the ground up, so let me first check that these foundations are actually touching the ground. If they're just barely off the ground, just make them a little bit taller. That way they aren't floating. Then next thing is going to be the lower section, like the logistics floor walls. Probably, again, unless I get any better ideas, this is just going to be the same old thing. The only difference here is going to be that I do have some walls that are pretty close to the cliffside. I might do a little bit more than just basic walls with that. Might. No promises. Let me go around here first, check that all the foundations are good. Here, for example. Okay, this side. We're good with the bottom section. Now let me figure out how I'm doing these bottom layer walls. Okay, what about starting on this side? Just a basic setup like we always do. 2 half foundations with a window in between. And then some concrete pillars. Should do nicely for this side. Nothing in the way. That should be good. Okay. I mean, the wall is decent. Again, it's nothing special. I think we can just do the exact same thing over here. I know it's kind of repetitive. If you have better ideas, I'm not stopping you. I also need to think where I want to put my doors. Putting windows everywhere is not going to work. And I also need to think where I want to put my stairs. I haven't really thought about that in this building yet. Or have I? I don't think so. Now, in most of my buildings, I put the stairs near the sink and near the sink. Start sinking place as well. Just need to keep an eye on the power supply though. Yeah, so this would be a good entrance. And then I'm hoping that this is also a good way up. And it seems like it. Yes. Yeah, that's good. Might even want to bring that one back. There we go. Oh. Hey Phantom. How was your stream? I cut a little bit while I was eating before I went live. I think I missed most of it. Let's see. Got most of one tower until I ran out of filters. Oh, I guess still in a nuclear power plant, right? Yeah, I'm doing some building as well today. I mean, that's what nuclear waste does. And don't start saying the developers put nuclear waste in the game to annoy players. We both know that's true. But in this case, I feel like they are in their rights. So, question. Are you able to help me out of this precarious situation? I've been trying to build decent looking buildings, but everything I built is starting to get the same look. It's like I'm out of ideas. Everything is just concrete with these wide windows. A little bit of hard work in the area. Which area? I'm gonna need some ideas for the second layer of this building, otherwise I'm gonna go insane. I guess I'm just going to fill this in. The nuclear plant? Yeah. No, I really like that build. You went completely overboard. I won't disagree there, but still. It's a really nice build, so. Okay, don't care about that bit. Let's just continue here. The problem is that I don't have access to all the resources yet, right? So things like metal beams and other stuff that can make it a lot easier to do diagonals, not available. So I'm not sure if it's just my creativity that's lacking here, or whether it's just that I don't have what I need yet. Probably a combination of both, to be honest. Still. Oh. And there we go, flying. Maybe, yeah. I still think it should be possible to do more with the resources that I have than I'm doing now. Let's see. So, soup, which... But I am getting closer to steel, though. I think I'm just finishing part of this building, maybe even this entire building. Foundations, windows, and roofing. Yeah, but I have access to all of those, right? So... The only thing I'm really lacking is steel for beams. All the rest I should have access to. Well, yeah, I don't have that many tickets, but I have enough tickets to buy most things if I really want to. And I mean, this doesn't look bad, it's just that it's the same every time. Well, yeah. After I'm done with this building, or at least part of this building, I think I'm building another power plant and another and then a rotor factory. And I'm hoping that that solves most of my issues. Then I can get to steel. Yeah, well, it'll help. I still would love to build a few things that kind of stand out, and in kind of a different, in a little bit of a different style. Not too much. I still want it to be like, I want it to be the same style of building, but I don't want it to be exactly the same building. If you know what I mean. Am I being too difficult again? Let's see. This works. One thing I am using though is where are they? I started using the stairs. Kinda like the way they look. Hmm. Okay. That at least covers up the rock on the inside. I mean, we did some work on the Mega Pyramid. We did a few layers earlier. There's still going to be a lot of work there. And oh. Wait, I want to try to show you this. I have an ID for the stairs. I'm not sure if it's going to be feasible though. So let's try it over here. Now I will need beams to make this work completely the way I want it to. But my idea is to use small concrete pillars like this. And then have stairs like that. Actually, probably needs to be, I think, needs to be steeper. Oh, I will put in some decent transportation to get me to the top. Don't you worry. Yeah. And then maybe I can even put something in here. Like, the problem here is that my stairs are going to have to be really steep for me to make this incline work. But I was thinking of doing something like this. I don't think the normal stairs are going to work. I don't think these stairs are going to work. They're not going to be steep enough. If I were to do like something like this. Oh, it won't even zoom properly. Cool. Yeah, that's never gonna work. So I think it's going to be something like this. I might use steel beams. I'm not sure yet. The first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna complete all of these rings. And then after that, I'm probably going to wait until I have a lot more building materials. And either put in a personal elevator, or the other option is to use hypertubes. Just have like an entire hypertube system like in the middle of this pyramid. Like, how cool would it be that you can just hop into a hypertube on the bottom, and then you're like going all the way through this pyramid, not just in a straight line, like through all the floors. Go up one floor, through the entire floor, up one floor, through the other floor, and back and forth. I got a feeling this world is going to be a lot of work still. Nope. Nope. Those ladders have got to go at some point. I've climbed those ladders at the beginning and end of every stream already, and I can tell you, ladders are not a good solution if you need to go higher than 3 foundations. Not practical at all. If you don't believe me, next stream I can host this world before we start. And you can climb all the ladders that you want. I can even time you. Yeah, it's not centered. I mean, I could also try doing something like this for the entirety of the side walls. It gives a little bit of shape, but it's a lot more work. I think one wall like this is good enough. So, while I'm mindlessly building the rest of this, how's everything else going? You were busy making your own music, right? Any progress on that? I'm just going to close off this wall. Yeah, those are things that take up a lot of your time, I guess. What kind of music are you making, actually? Like some kind... I don't know that much about music genres, so I might not even know what you're talking about, but... Go. Okay, I think I'm finally done building the structure. Let's put in some windows. Or at least start by start with a little bit of this, then put in the windows, and then you can finally see where we're putting the stairs and the foundations. Walkways. Basically all the same, right? You know, what am I doing with this side? Seeing as I have a giant cliff here, might just be a case of blocking it in. I don't think I can do much more. But for this part I could use half foundations and windows. Not that there's much to look at, but it's better than a plain wall. Okay, that was not the intention. It's mainly chill out vibe drum and bass with funky jazz melodies and trumpets. Yeah, okay. Okay. I found it funny how you just accidentally put a dot in there and it made it like a link. I guess it makes sense, but I'm kind of surprised that Automod didn't try to pick up on that for some kind of reason. Yeah. I'm thinking about looking into music as well, not making it myself, just there are a lot of copyright-free playlists out there that I could hopefully use. Now this stream I'm getting a lot of Satisfactory music again. Most streams that's not the case, unfortunately. If you ever need like a little piece of classical guitar and you want someone to actually play it, then let me know. That's the one thing I can do. That is about the extent of my musical skills. You'll eventually make a playlist that you take more time over. Yeah, I guess making an entire playlist of the bat is going to take a long time. So you're better off making like a few songs and combining it with maybe some things that already exist. And then you can expand on that later, right? It's actually not that late yet. I was just thinking that I don't want to stream too late today. Just making sure that I get some sleep for tomorrow. It's actually not even midnight yet. I mean, I play some guitar. It's not something that I have on my mind right now or something like that. But like, if there is something that you, or yeah, maybe I could send you something. I don't know. And no obligation whatsoever, or no pressure to use that whatsoever. But if you like it and want to use it, feel free to. I probably have some recordings laying around still. Do I get a custom redeem my song option? Or what are we planning here exactly? Something like that with channel points. It would be funny. Maybe this works? I was just thinking of putting a door here. I guess that works. Not the prettiest. That would be... I am not sure that would fit. I could find something that... I could find something that would fit my entrance music. Now, for that though, I need to figure out where I make an entrance here. I'll probably go up. Right, I have an entrance here. Let's go up here and then we can have this walkway here. And then we never go into the logistics floor because that is just an entire mess. Thinking of what song would be good as an entrance song for me. What kind of vibe, yeah, what kind of vibe would my entrance song be? Think about that while I get more concrete. are we thinking like a kind of Death March from Star Wars? Or something more in the line of, and this name is John Cena, kind of thing? I think neither would really fit me, but it'd still be funny. Oh, also, we finished this building, by the way. Break the walls down. Yeah. Yeah, maybe. I should look at my old recordings. Maybe I have some lying around. Maybe while I'm at it, I can look at some copyright-free playlist that I wanna take from my stream as well. With Oxygen not included, you had a lot of, well, repetitive music, but you had decent music the entire time. Satisfactory is more sound effects. I'm gonna look it up later. I think I know what song you mean, but Chris Jericho's doesn't ring a bell at all. Okay. What are we doing here? So let me go ahead and first of all check this. Ooh, look, 12 coupons. Let's check the power. Power is looking really fine, actually. It is still at 1350 though. And I have no idea why it's not at 1800. It should be at 1800. Unless I did some math wrong somewhere. Okay. I'm gonna go check on that. But before I do, I'm thinking, what do I want to do for the rest of the stream? Do I want to continue building? Get some of this building done as well? Do I want to start on a rotor factory? Do I want to start on another power factory, like power plant? Break Down the Walls by Jim Johnson and Adam Horinoff. WrestleMania 2023. 2013. Yeah, interesting. Was his 12th theme song? 12th. Those are a lot of theme songs for one guy. this one? No power? Excuse me? Can someone explain this to me? No power. What the heck? Oh, okay. Now I see. Wow. That was sneaky. Yeah. Okay, so let's have a look at the power plant first. It's still a Mark 1 miners, don't have Mark 2 miners yet, and I don't have Mark 3 bells yet. There's nothing I can do to upgrade this. These are constantly outputting 120 each. Yeah, that's... I mean, I was gonna find that at some point anyway, but yeah. Okay. There is probably also a problem somewhere in here, so help me spot that if you want to. It's like spot the differences, spot the one mistake. Got 3 miners here, all 3 are outputting at 120. 120 per minute, nothing is backing up here, so that means this one is flowing at a constant 120. Same with all of these. That means there's no problem with the miners. No problem with the miners, no problem with these first output belts. Then we are going into a splitter. So these 3 belts get split up into 4 belts. Now this is where something seems to be wrong. Like this one is getting backed up, and these seem to not be getting enough coal. At least that's what it looks like to me. Now, I don't understand why though. This one goes in here, gets split. And goes into that merger. Oh, that was strange. Strange motion blur. Now these should all be belts of 90. So what is happening? I have this right one going into a splitter, which splits into 2 parts. Both of them go into mergers, right? So unless this is like connected somehow? That doesn't seem to be connected to anything yet. So this one is being split into 2. And that should be a belt of 60 and another belt of 60. So why am I using tier 2 belts here? I'm not sure if that's gonna solve it, but I could be using Mark 1 belts here, right? That should, in theory, ensure that I have 2 belts of 60 exactly. And otherwise that's going to back up. And the same thing is true over here. So This one is also being split in two. So one going straight and the other one just going into this splitter, but this splitter isn't doing anything. I'll change it by Mark 1 belts though. And then this last one, that's also 120. This is getting split in 4 equal parts, or it should be 4 equal parts. So this one going into that one, going into that one, and being split equally. So that's 1/4, 1/4. This one goes in there, gets split off. 1/4, 1/4. Like, I don't see an issue with that first part. What I can do is also downgrade these belts. Can I? Is that? Okay, come on. And then these can be Mark 1 elevators. That should still split it properly. It should. It should. So these should all be belts with exactly 30 per minute. And if I look at them, yeah, if I look at them right now, I do see them being equally spaced and consistent. Okay. Okay, no, this seems to be better though. It seems to be better. I'm not sure why it wasn't working before. But right now, I'm looking at this line. And this is exactly 90. Yeah, if you look at this, you can see that it's exactly 90. Because it's like every 4 places, there is 1 empty. Right? The same with the one underneath there. The same with this one. And the same with this one. So this one is still being backed up, but that's just because it was fuller than all of the rest. All the rest should be exactly 90 now. And nothing else happens to these belts. Just go into their coal plants. So I know this entire line is the one that was backed up before, so this is going to be working completely fine. Now this line... This one's not completely backed up, but I have a feeling that it's filling. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then this is the 6th one, which is also on. That's good. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, now this one is filling up. And, well, this one is getting filled from time to time. I think that solved their issue. I'm not sure why it wasn't splitting correctly before though. We're still at the same capacity though. We should be at more now. And that one... No, they might still not be filling up. I'm not 100% sure. Maybe it's just really, really slowly. But that's 75 megawatts. That should also be fine. That's 24 cold channels. Yeah. Be 24 coal generators. Exactly. 4 rows of 6. And so that's 24 times 75, so that should be 1800. Even if there are a few of them that are off, like I saw let's say 4 of them are off. That's 1500. 50 divided by 75. So right now there are 6 generators that aren't working, or that's at least what my power grid is telling me. And it's consistent. Yeah, that's 6 off, but the problem also is here, this production is consistent. It shouldn't be consistent. Oh, or... No, this shouldn't be consistent, right? Because we just saw that one of those power plants is flashing on and off. Oh. Let me double check. Damn it. Don't want to talk about it. No, no. You're fine. Thanks for saying that. I would have been breaking my brain on this for way too long still. Okay, that makes a lot of sense. Looking at this, I have around 800 megawatts of margin right now. So we could go and start a rotor factory. Could try to start a modular frame factory. Or we could look for another power plant. Another power plant would be safer. I am desperate for frames, that's true. I'm not that desperate for rotors because I'm like, I am kind of making them in the smart plating factory so I can use them. I do want a dedicated factory for that. Maybe I can just rely on the smart platings for now. Not sure. Modular frames though, I'm not making anywhere. That's one of those things that no, that needs a factory first. But I'm also desperate for power. Like if I look at this consumption here, okay, it's kind of fine. But as soon as I upgrade everything, I'm I should be hitting my max consumption. So for now, this is fine. For later, I think if I do modular frames right now, then my consumption is going to spike by at least 500, which is still okay. But then I will need a steel factory. At that point, I'm going to hit my max production, and only after that am I going to be able to actually upgrade my miners and my belts and stuff. But modular frames is definitely possible first. And I've done enough building for now. I've done 2 hours of just placing foundations and windows. Let me do some satisfactory tools, if I can find it. What's in here? Oh, that's also stators. Modular frames. 60 per minute. Right. I do not have pure iron ingots. Actually, let's just do this, right? So this is a vanilla, no alternate recipes way of going about this. I'm going to start by doing cast iron screws, because I do not want these iron rod constructors. Oh, we still need iron rods for the modular frames though. Do we have an alternative to reinforced iron plates and modular frames? Right. I have the one with wire, which is slightly more efficient. If I want to use copper. Or if I can get the iron wire recipe. Is there no back button? Oh, that's annoying. Then there are 2 more recipes, but I don't know if I can get them right now. Let's check modular frames. Modular frames also have alternate recipes. I'm not sure if I get them right now. Let's see. Oh, I do have the bolted frames. And bolted iron plate. These would go really well together, I think. That or Caterium wire is also an option. So let's do all of these bolted. Bolted frame, bolted iron plate. Okay. Now that's a lot of screws. And a lot of iron. If I You can do this. If I do this, I go back to the normal vanilla recipe. Oh. Yes, I have cast screws. Because that's what I'm doing here, but it's a lot. So we are using a little bit more iron than in the normal vanilla recipe with this one. Which means we need more smelters. And we are going to need a lot of belts, like Mark II belts, to actually get this done. Like 5 for 600, 720. So this is 7 belts of iron ingots here, and another 7 here. So there's 14 belts of iron ingots coming out of the smelters. That will go into double the amount of belts for the screws. Oh, sorry, 4 times that. So we will have 28 belts of screws. And 6 belts of iron plates. That is crazy. Now the upside here is that we need this was 48 assemblers and 52 plus 42, 94 constructors. Oh wait, why am I doing this myself? Buildings. So 48 assemblers, 96 constructors, and 48 smelters. And this one is only 18 assemblers, 91 constructors, and 54 smelters. And if we look at the power cost, this one is 845 megawatts, the other one is 1296 megawatts. So it's basically a question, do I want to use a little bit more iron to have less buildings, use less space, and use less power? Or not? I feel like this is buildable. Oh, excuse me. But maybe I should, instead of going for 60, which I still want to go for 60, obviously. What if I split this up into a little bit more manageable chunks? Here we go. So if I split this up into chunks of 4 modular frames per second, then I have to build 15 of those modules. I'm also going to have to build a lot more machines because like I will need 15 assemblers here and 15 assemblers here, so that's 30 in total instead of 18. Unless oh, see, no, I can't go for 5. It needs 140 screws per minute, And if I'm limited to 120 for the iron belt for the Mark II belts, then this is too much. This would be perfectly feasible though, and also perfectly blueprintable if I really want to. Let me go check if. Let me go check what I need for blueprints. Probably also steel or probably also frames, right? Less power is a really good thing in this situation, I agree. So I am thinking of doing the build that requires a lot more belts and a lot more screws. I don't think that a little bit of iron is going to make the difference in our case. Also, letter time. Who made me build this stupid pyramid? Okay. Oh, we need steel. Okay. No, we're not doing blueprints yet. So that's going to be all built by hand in that case. Question is, where do we build it? I'm going to assume Mark II miners and a high enough tier of belts to expect from those tier 2 miners at some point. But even then I need a lot of iron. Oh. Duplicate this tab again. Let's put this back to 60. So the total iron cost here is 1,600. And yeah, this one is buildable though. This one is buildable completely with tier 2 belts. And just underclocking some of the assemblers and some of the constructors. 4 smelters, 2 constructors here, 5 constructors there. And then 2 assemblers, basically. Now, am I allowing myself to pick a spot for the factory, building these 4 modular frames per minute, leaving space for all of the rest of the expansion, then move on to a similar thing for steel, like get steel production, do a similar thing for steel, and get blueprints unlocked, then rebuild this in a blueprint maker and like just copy and paste it down, because that would be a lot less work, a lot easier, and a lot less repetitive. Or do I consider that cheating? Not sure. Is it cheating? Tell me. I would technically have a factory of modular frames. It's not completely finished, but it's just a question of not building it all by hand. Let's check for iron. I have 300, 600. Where's the rest of my iron? My scanner isn't working. Yeah, it will only ping some of the closest veins, but only ping 3. It should ping more. Ping more. Well. It's a very gray area. Yeah. It's not in line with the strat. I mean, the better way to do this is build the entire factory, right? And I can still build it modular, but then entirely by hand. Right, there's another one. There's a pure vein over here as well. So this pure one plus these two is still not enough. Oh. How do I need that much iron? This is 600, this is 600. Can't you combine a factor for bolted frames and bolted plates and just bring in the iron from lots of surrounding veins? Yes. Yes, but tractors is the same issue. They are still locked behind steel. And I feel that that is really a step too far for unlocking it. I do want to unlock, but I do like the idea of that. I can always put in a few belts and then replace it with another tractor later. Or just build a factory near the pure iron vein. Maybe bring in the 2 other Right, the 2 other veins as well, and then later on have a tractor carrying in more ores. Where was the pure vein? I think it's over here somewhere. Yes, I could go collect them, but I don't think that's the issue. The issue here is that I want to create it before I continue. The amount is less relevant. Same with steel. I do have some steel already as well. It's just that scavenging it doesn't really count. Count for progression purposes for me. This is a normal iron vein. This is a impure iron vein. And for some kind of reason, my ore scanner doesn't want to scan that many of them. Like, this is a pure one. This is a normal one. Impure one. Impure one. Normal, impure, pure. That is basically 2 normals and a pure, which is 1200. Yeah, the tractor is going to be a lifesaver in that regard. Not sure if it can do 1600, but I can just put in multiple tractors without an issue, right? And then there's those 2 as well. There is enough iron lying around here. But I'm not getting enough iron in the same location. Like, there's no way I get enough iron in one location. Unless this is also an option, I use that copper vein to reduce the iron cost. It's a normal copper vein. Yeah, like full input is impossible at this stage in the game for a lot of stuff. So I've done that for the rest of the factories as well. There is no point in trying to enforce another rule right now. Yeah, agreed. I'm thinking about using these 2 veins. So if I use these 2 veins, 2 normal veins, then I can use the ones that are over here later by using tractor, or probably some up here or here. And I can tractor that in later. For now then, I will have 120 coming out of this one, 120 coming out of that one. Tractors kind of solve my capacity issue. Yes, there is one other capacity issue, and that is the output from the miners. Right now I can only get 120 from one miner. As much as I overclock it, as much as it's, even if it's a pure node, as long as I don't have Mark III belts, 120 is the limit from each miner. But that does mean I can have 2 Mark I miners on here, overclock them, have 120 coming out of each of them, and that will give me 8 modular frames. That just means more veins, which at this point isn't an issue. True. Yeah, absolutely. But I also don't want to use up all of those veins immediately and then don't have them available later, you know? But for now, that's not an issue. That's absolutely not an issue. I think we just start by using these 2 iron veins and building a small modular frame factory at that. Just over there. I want to try to build it 10 veins for... Yeah, basically. Let me see what kind of footprint I need. I kind of like the idea of making it blueprintable. That way, even if I don't use a blueprint, I can still really easily build it modular next to each other without having to think a lot about it and without having to cross, what is it, 24 belts of screws or something like that. Later is just an upgrade thing. Yeah. And then use a central drop-off point. True. There is going to be a lot of iron and... Well, there are going to be a lot of ores going through the central hub then. If we do use that method. Come on. There's like this one patch of iron ore sticking out. Yeah, the central iron ore hub. True. But it would be nice if the central hub were inside of this pyramid. That's the ideal scenario. I really miss my hover pack on building these. Okay, I think this is about as large as a footprint I can make. Even that's one too big. I want to keep the copper vein open. There we go. Now if my plan works, I need 15 4x4 areas. 1, 2, 3, 4. And this is probably like 4 of them. I could also build these vertically. Okay. I got an idea. If I force myself to build within this space and have like a few basically towers of these buildings, then I can have some open space between them for tractors or whatever, and that's also going to be a different kind of build than the one I have already. Let's see. I think I do want to try to manage the logistics floor, but on the other hand, is that really going to work? I mean, I don't think so. I got a little bit more room on this side. We don't really have to worry about the input here. Where is it? Organization? Management? No, walls. I think I want to convey walls.
Walls are one of humanity's greatest inventions. They definitely stand above floors.
I'm speechless. I need a soundboard with sound effects for ADAS jokes. I want 4 smelters. Hmm. One, two, three, 5. It would be so nice to blueprint this. I already know this is going to be that this would be a really good blueprint. Okay, I need 5 constructors and then 2 constructors. Hmm. Let's put in all of the bells first. I think this would fit in a blueprint maker. I also have a lot of space over here still. So I could move everything over a little bit. Except for the input. The input would have to shift over a little bit as well. Okay. That's not important right now. Or really am I out of iron plates? Ah, come on. Okay. That's fine though. Let's fetch some iron plates. The more I spend time building that thing for the modular frames, the more I think like I really just want to do that in a blueprint maker. And having space reserved for the entire factory. And just an easy way to put it in the moment I have that blueprint available. I'm not sure. I'm not gonna get there anyway in today's stream. I can just think about that. Okay, here we go. That's more than enough iron plates. Let me print my tickets. The more I think about it, the more I want to get to blueprints as fast as possible. If I'm gonna have bigger and bigger builds that I'm doing, like these ones, then blueprints are going to become a necessity. I don't see myself building a supercomputer factory without blueprints at all. Come on, let me select a splitter. Okay. Okay. We need Mark II belts here on the manifold. Nope. Now we have some room in here. Maybe even enough room to put 2 constructors. Hmm. Okay. Those 2 are iron plates. Yeah, I really don't want to build all of this by hand. I really like the idea of making sure that I build this modular in a modular fashion. But I don't see myself building modules upon modules of this completely by hand. It feels kind of wasteful in terms of time. These are definitely doable. This one is kind of a problem. As expected. Yeah, this one is a problem, right? But there is a solution for this. I have enough space. I have enough space. I'm not sure about that. I mean, I could go up and over. or something like that. And then I'll need another layer for the assembler. Well, 2 assemblers. Okay, let's see. Build that layer first. Hey, Skidalken! Thank you for raiding. What were you playing? Welcome in. Welcome in. How are you doing? Were you also playing Satisfactory? I should probably, let's see. Oh wow, that was a long stream then. Okay, I think I have a shout out command here. I should have. Okay, sorry. Not working immediately. Let me try shout out just to make sure. Oh, okay. Anyway, I hope you had a good stream. Yeah. What were you working on in Satisfactory? As you can see, I'm not that far in yet. I've played a decent amount of the game, but right now I'm working through the phases really slowly. Let me see. How I want to do this even. How do I even want to do this? You caught me at a time where I was like trying to figure stuff out again. So, yeah. Working your way through phase 4. Oh yeah, I completely understand. Go do whatever you have to do. Relax. Make sure you drink enough water. Recover from such a long stream. Thank you very much for raiding in. It's really appreciated. And thank you so much for the follow as well. I'll be sure to check out your channel as well later on. I won't be streaming for much longer either. So yeah, I'll try to drop by one of the next days. Not sure if you stream daily. Do you stream daily or just a few times a week? I feel like right now I'm I completely forgot what I wanted to do here. There we go. These should be my screws going up. These should be... These should be some lift holes for iron plates. Let's start with these. No schedule. Way past your bedtime. Yeah. No. Thank you again for rating in. I'll see when you're lit. I will see you live at some point, I guess. I'll be sure to drop in. Have a good night's sleep. Now, let me see if I can actually make this jump. Yeah. So I got iron plates coming in. I need one assembler for reinforced iron plates, and that assembler needs to go into my bolted frames. This one is screws, those 4 are screws, and these are iron plates. So probably putting in an assembler somewhere over here. Now, I really do want to build this inside of a blueprint maker. As I was saying earlier, limiting myself to building this entire factory first, like building this 15 times without a blueprint maker just to prove a point seems maybe a little bit much. I'm not sure. Let's see, if I put my merger here. Something like this, right? Can do something like this. Go over. And that doesn't align, of course. Would probably if I turn this one around. So this one doesn't really matter if it's split or not, right? That's okay. Okay, I think the setup works and fits everything. If I take a merger, make sure it's aligned here. Go into a splitter. I'll paint it later. Right now, I just want to connect this. Then this goes in there, this goes in there. Have another elevator go like this. And then one, two, three, four. Can probably get a short elevator in here. Four, one, two. One in here. Oh, come on. How is this not lined? The last one actually seemed to be aligned. Now this one doesn't. Why won't this snap to where it's supposed to snap? Okay, this one does. Nice. Good. Oh. Oh, come on. I thought I aligned these. Okay. I can still do this. It doesn't make that much of a difference. We're getting this one elevator to align. Yes, finally. But that should be aligned, right? Please tell me that's aligned. Okay. Yes, that's a Mark 1 build. Let's use a Mark 2 build here. Make sure. Okay. And that needs to be the other way around, of course. That should work. Right, now I can take that one out. And yeah, that once you just connect. That's all fine. And that all fits really nicely within a 4x4. If I just make a blueprint out of this. Yeah, I'm gonna do that. Yeah. Please don't fall. And let's make sure everything's painted here. That looks good. The idea of this entire playthrough is to make sure that I have a full factory of everything before I continue on. So right now I'm working on the modular frame factory. And the idea is to have a full belt of 60 modular frames being produced, or at least a factory for it in, before I continue using it in further research. So same for all of the other resources. But the thing is, modular frames, where is it? The correct tab. Is it this one? No, it's this one. So modular frames, 60 per minute, requires me to have a ton of screws, basically, the way I'm planning to do it anyway. And that's why I want to split it up into 15 of these like modular segments. If I can put that in a blueprint maker, then it's just copy and pasting this 15 times. Now, I'm aware that this is not a full factory of modular frames, but it is one that is going to produce 4 per minute. And if I can continue with steel after this, and then unlock the blueprint maker, that's going to make my life so much easier. That's the reason I was thinking of doing it that way. Now, on the other hand, I could build this 15 times. And I can just... why can't I jump up there? I can just build this 15 times, right? But the thing is, if I build it in a blueprint maker, although I'm not sure if I can fit all of that in one blueprint. I probably can't. Yeah, it's going to be too high for one blueprint maker. Right. I completely forgot that we're limited in height as well. Maybe that floor will just fit in, but the top machines probably won't. Now I could bring a few of these down. I think this floor can go down a bit. Still, I'm not sure if it fits. Anyway, everything is connected. Let me at least turn this on. Then I can still decide what I want to do with it later. Oh, I do want the bolted frames. And I do want the bolted iron plates. There we go. with this one being my bolted iron plates and the other one being my bolted frames. Here we go. Right? Wait. Yes. Yes. Alright, that's on the other side. That's fine though. Let's put some power in here. Let's see if we can get down exactly one level. That's good. And same here. Yep. There we go. I think that's enough power poles. Normally I like one power pole per machine. It just makes it a little bit easier to manage. But for this one, yeah, it doesn't really matter for right now. I want this running, and then next time I'm going to decide whatever I want to do with this. Keep it the way it is, tear it down, build an entire factory from modular frames without a blueprint, rebuild this in a blueprint. I don't know yet. But this is also ever so slightly misaligned, of course. Whatever. Long as I get this working, I will be happy for today. I'm also really space inefficient with this part here. I mean, I do have 2 power shards. I should at least count this as a modular frame factory. Where is my output? Over here. That is definitely clipping through. Hmm. Yes, we can just have the output being here. Then possibly just go on the outside of the building. For now, let's just do the ugly solution. Let's see, we should be getting modular frames pretty soon. See. Yeah, I'm not getting any iron plates yet. Check why that is. But these not configured. They are. These aren't connected, are they? There we go. Well, we should be getting some iron plates in here pretty soon. There we go. Okay, nice. Drop some reinforced iron plates in here. And they will slowly make their way over here. And this doesn't have any screws yet. There we go. While we're at it, let us configure at least these output assemblers here. Come on. That's 40%. One of them at 80%. I think I'm going to redo this next time. Cask cruise is 4.24. But this one is only 24%. And then, last but not least, we have one smelter here at 56.7%. Maybe 17.1 of 30. Okay, yeah. There we go. And we are getting modular frames. That should be 4 per minute. Okay. I am redoing this next time. I'm not happy with this. I still like the idea of having this entire thing isolated in a blueprint maker. But there are just too many issues with that. There is no reason for me to make it this difficult on myself. I'd rather just build this on a flat surface. Especially if I'm not going to do it with a blueprint maker. And doing it with a blueprint maker would mean getting a steel factory up and running as well first. If I was completely happy with this, I would do that. But seeing as I'm not, I'm just going to build this entire factory by hand. Still kind of modular, but a lot flatter. And just take a little bit more surface area. It is going to take me a little bit to figure out how I want to do that exactly, but that'll be fine. And oh, this also doesn't work. Wait, I even screwed up in this design. There were supposed to be 2 belts of screws. They need to be split up to go into their correct assembler. And I manifolded them together and then split them up, which means I don't have enough throughput. So this design doesn't even work. Okay. Next time we're tearing it all down and starting over again. Okay. That's fine, that's fine. Still kind of the same plan. 2 inputs on here will provide more inputs later on. I will just be doing all of the smelters next to each other and so on. Just in groups of 4. And I will see how big I can make this and how I can provide enough room for myself. Maybe it is going to be 2 layers. That is definitely possible. Yeah. Yeah, I'll see you next time. Temple Step, hey. Your stream. Thank you. Okay. Thanks for seeing my stream, school. Thanks for following. I'm not gonna Like, I don't take first-time Discord requests. I don't want to go around adding everyone to this, every random user that comes into chat on Discord. But that's also going to be it for me today. It's getting pretty late for me as well. I've got to get some sleep as well. I have work tomorrow. Yeah, I'll finish off the stream as usual, climbing all these ladders. Also, honest opinion, that the person that just posted a message, that feels like a bot, to be honest. Also, they didn't follow, so they lied. Maybe I shouldn't be so friendly against everyone. Try to be friendly to everyone. Almost up here. Yeah, it's like 90% of people coming in chat is either some kind of bot trying to spam, or an artist who's like generally trying to promote himself, which I don't mind as much. They always try to strike up a conversation first, and then it's really obvious where they're going, but still, it's nice to have someone to talk to, so I don't mind listening to them then. But bots is just... come on, man. Come on. No. Yeah, between the link bots and the chat bots, it's so annoying. I had another link bot, another link again earlier, so probably going to try to find that message again and add it to the banned words list, but I feel like that's a never-ending battle at this point. Anyway, don't know if you heard, but that thing, complete failure. We're redoing it again next time. Yes, but the artist ones, the ones that just come in, like the one here above, it's just like, hey, you're streaming pretty good. This is just a generic message, you know? I don't want to call them out immediately just in case it is another bot, but then again, it's such a generic message. It's just one message, not even speaking the truth, and then, hey, here's my Discord name, please add me. I mean... yeah, true. Then it's just in case that they're... yeah, just in case it's not a bot. That's the excuse I was gonna make. But if you don't even make an effort to strike up a conversation first, yeah, I should just... they want Discord to share files, yeah, but it's fine, you know. I've had another artist. No, there are artists that use Discord to share files as well because it's like it's easier and it's a more direct contact. I get that, and I don't mind if it's a real person. If they come in, they strike up a conversation, they talk a little bit, and then they go towards their like, hey, I also do some artwork, are you interested? And then I say, not really. That's fine. At least have the decency to take a little bit of time in the streamer's chat and try to build up a little bit of a relationship. Yeah, but bots aren't going to be talking to you, right? I mean, they can... they can, but are they listening to the stream? And do they actually reply? I mean, I suppose it's possible, but then again, is that really where Twitch has come to? I don't think so. I'd like to believe that there are definitely artists that want to make a living. Sure, yeah, but how are you supposed to distinguish those? I mean, like the person earlier that I had in my stream today also made typos. That's really a lot of effort to put into an AI to get them to make typos, you know? I don't know. Yeah. Yeah. Maybe. Then again, I don't want to uh like I don't want to judge those things too quickly, and if the real persons be like, "Oh no, you're a bot, get out of here." I want to avoid that part as well. And if that means that I'm talking to an AI for half of my stream, then I guess it's just gonna be that way. I'll see it as practice. Yeah, that's true. That's true. Um, the thing is, if they start off with a casual conversation, then as soon as they say, "Hey, I want to share my Discord and this and that," 95% of the time I say like, "No, not interested," and sometimes I'm like, "Yeah, okay, share it. I'll have a look. Can't hurt." But that's up to each streamer and person themselves, right? I also don't want to add 20, 30 people to my Discords. Yeah, for example. I'm kind of interested in an artist, but not for stream art purposes, something like that. So, um, also in my line of work, it doesn't hurt to try to get to know more people. So, yeah. Yeah, I do some art myself, but there's a limit to what you can do, right? I'm not. I can do some artwork, but I'm also not that good at art. Okay, that's really cool. Like, your logo is really well done. I'm not sure if you did that from existing assets or completely custom made, but either way, it's a good result. So, no. Anyway, I am going to look for someone to raid. Um, I feel bad not raiding if two other people raided me today. Let me see. Who's playing Satisfactory? There's probably no one in this entire Satisfactory landscape that I know. Oh wow. Um, let's try to find a small streamer. Relatively small. Because there are people streaming with like 1,000 plus viewers. Yeah, not rating in there. Here. Okay, let's see. Okay, I found some. It seemed to be co-streaming. Like stream together, not share chat. Not sure. I hear two people. More satisfactory, still boring. Don't watch. That seems like the perfect person to watch. Yeah. Oh, you're working on a frame for a stream. I was looking for another streamer. Didn't really chat for a second. Yeah, same here. Let's see. Intended for mature audiences. It didn't seem that. Didn't seem 18 plus or something like that. So that's fine. Okay, there we go. That's it for me for today. Thank you for watching, Phantom. Thank you for the raid. Skidalkun, thank you for the raid as well. I know you're not here anymore, but still, thank you very much. And everyone who's been here today, everyone who's chatted, thank you so much for being here. It really means a lot. I hope to see you next time. I'll be streaming somewhere this week, hopefully. Otherwise, on Sunday between 10 a.m. and 16 p.m. Well, 10 and 16. Have a good day. Have a good night. See you later. Bye.